Sheikh Nuh, is there a favorite surah, a favorite verse, one that you kept coming back to?
Not because of meaning, but in terms of my favorite rendering of an Arabic piece that was hard to render. Maybe you can tell me what surah Al-Adiyat, what number, what page it's on. I think it's translated as the battle chargers. Maybe get my glasses on. 519?
99.
99, okay. Yeah, it's way back there. As someone who's gone through and done the basic audio files, I like the Meccan surahs a great deal because the line length is succinct and they're powerful in themselves. So, yeah, my favorite line of the things, not really favorite line. The favorite lines are the lines that bear wisdom throughout the translation, and they are many, many, many lines. The book is a book of wisdom, and so these are my favorite lines. But in terms of the fen, or the art of translation, this is one of the hardest ones that I ever tried, and it's 2 words in Arabic. And that surah is number 100, and it's called Surah Al-Adiyat, and translated as 100, the battle chargers. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and then the 2 words are Wal-Adiyati Dhabhan, and Dhabhan is the word that was challenging, and it's a qasam. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala swears by whatever He wishes of His creation, and no one else is entitled to swear by any particular created thing except Allah, because He created them, and they denote His power and invincible strength and omnipotence. So He swears by what He wishes, and so these are a series of oaths. He said, so in the name of Allah, most merciful and compassionate, وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبْحًا, by the battle chargers full charging to lungs working a burst. And this is what dabh is, when they're sucking air. Look at the battle chargers are stallions or horses, and they didn't ride them all the way out to Khaybar, all the way out to Mu'tah or Tabuk, but rather they rode their camels, and they led the battle chargers. They led their Arabian horses behind them to let them rest. And what they were used for? They were an offensive weapon for charging and smashing through the lines with swords. Khalid ibn al-Walid used to have a sword in each hand. And he was a youth who was 17 years old, and he was just powerful, and he's somebody who didn't care. He broke 9 swords in one day in a particular battle. I think it was at Tabuk. And so these were offensive weapons, and they were used for rapid deployment of troops and striking right at the heart of the enemy forces, and then wheeling and striking it again from another side and moving and killing lots of people with swords is the basic thing, And so Allah swears by them because they represent people who are willing to sacrifice themselves, their very selves, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so this is why they're worthy of swearing. Allah doesn't swear by anything that is khasis, or pathetic, or sordid, or low, or vulgar, but only swears by things that are tremendous and great and mighty and of the utmost importance and significance and meaning. So he says, وَالْعَادِيَاتِ ضَبْحًا فَالْمُورِيَاتِ قَدْحًا فَالْمُغِيرَاتِ صُبْحًا فَأَثَرْنَ بِهِ نَقْعًا فَوَسَطْنَ بِهِ جَمْعًا. In the name of Allah, most merciful and compassionate. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. By the battle chargers, full charging to lungs working aburst. So by the fire strikers with thundering hoofs, lighting with sparks. It was the shod horses striking sparks against the flint rocks that they're racing over at the foe. So by the stallions attacking at daybreak. So they raise a motionless cloud of thick battle dust. So they break thereat to the center of a mighty host, shatter the front line of the enemy, and strike with their horses all the way to the very center of the enemy forces, the enemy army. Then there was cinematic change of focus. Innal insana li rabbihi lakanud. Allah. Verily man is to his Lord a grasping, thankless ingrate. The very opposite of those who were described in the first of the verse, who would give everything. No problem. And truly, that despicable trait within himself, he can well attest. And وَإِنَّهُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ لَشَهِيدٌ وَإِنَّهُ لِحُبِّ الْخَيْرِ لَشَدِيدٌ أَفَلَا يَعْلَمُ إِذَا بُعْثِرَ مَا فِي الْقُبُورِ. And verily he adores wealth with unsparing passion. The very reason that the surface of the earth is ripped to pieces today. Nature is perishing under our feet. And verily he adores wealth with unsparing passion. Does he not know with what he will meet? أَلَا يَعْلَمُ إِذَا بُعْثِرَ مَا فِي الْقُبُورِ. When what lies in deep graves is flung out, and he with it, and his secrets with it. وَحُسِّلَ مَا فِي الصُّدُورِ. And what is harbored within breasts is drawn wholly forth. إِنَّ رَبَّهُمْ بِهِمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ لَخَبِيرٌ. Verily, on that day shall their Lord be all about them, well aware. And so this is all of the, you can't point to your finger at one part of the Quran that is greater than another. But this is something that I don't think I found it very easy to translate, but inshallah, it delivers something of the what is in the original to hearts. وَبِاللَّهِ التَّوْفِيقِ. Yeah.